Yeah.
I think
he's a crazy good character.
Sonic is like great enough to the point where he can just fan out options, especially with the Plumber Boys.
Yeah, being stubby's hard in video games like these.
Very, very hard.
Being stubby with slow, big hitboxes against Sonic, it's hard. At least I have a projectile. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just whiff punish everything, though.
But they don't.
They don't. Oh, you're right, yeah. Because negative disjoints lose to big, beefy disjoints. Yeah, you actually play the waiting game. Yeah, every down air that I try to throw that you don't run into is a neutral win already. Because you're not spinning. I'm excited for this, though. This is actually one of my favorite player matchups in DFW.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen both these players play. Arsenals and Shokio definitely being more inconsistent recently.
I wouldn't say inconsistent. I'd say that, like, they just never seem to reach each other quite in bracket. Like, Shokio might, like, die to, like, entropy, or Arsenals might go down to, like, a cheesy, like, he'll run into Arc or something.
Well, yeah, he ran into Arc. I think he lost to Fury today.
Yeah.
And then he...
I mean, Jarrett's always had a pretty good record. Like, it's never been...
as of recently, most definitely. I think, but it's whoever reaches Captain Birdman usually loses. As of recently, I know Captain Birdman's had Arsenal's fame, but Shokio definitely overwhelming the fact, because Captain Birdman and Fury, definitely because they've been growing, has been sending both these players into losers or just either out of tournament.
Yeah, but here they are.
Exactly. And very strong start coming out from Shokio, getting caught by the drill.
Yeah, I think Shokio played Fury. We saw in other set of quarters that it was Entropy and... Oh my goodness, that weight. It was Entropy and Arsenals. I'm not sure who Arsenals had to beat to get there. And then I'm not sure who...
I think he had to beat Trey to get there.
Then who did Shokio have to beat, do you know?
Shokio had to beat Captain Birdman to beat Arsenals.
Damn, for 7th?
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
Rinse and repeat.
Very, very strong. And I think Shokio, and this has been a pretty decently occurring problem that Shokio's had, is going a little too fast for his own pace, especially as a ZSS player. When playing against Spaceys like Captain Birdman and Arsenals, they'll usually full hop and then immediately just add the layer of Yomi where they'll double jump, and then he'll always predict the general full hop.
Yeah.
And then they'll just go back to it, back and forth, and then Shokio just gets punished and dies for it.
Yeah. It's hard for Spaceys. Shokio, not a huge fan of the characters themselves, for somewhat understandable reasons, but I think ZSS does have the tools to deal with them.
Yeah, and it's being able just to change the pace of the jumps and whatnot that's been catching Shokio off guard for the past, like, month or so.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why Jason comes out and baits him out so much. That was a cross-up tomahawk right there with the up tilt.
Oh. All right. Yep.
But still, I mean, with a stage like Smashville, very risky, because wherever you're going to land, Shokio is most likely there.
Yeah. Oh goodness, this is actually gross. Yeah. Super nice sequence of events.
Now, Battlefield is definitely more understandable, especially because
Shokio
did, yes. Because of the availability of platforms, easier way to escape, especially playing as Fox.
Oh, it's fine. CSS has one of the best recoveries in the game.
And because Shokio doesn't have the best tech options on the platforms, very easy to read out. I think one of the big factors that Arsenal's very consistent at punishing.
Ooh, wow. Oh my god, he was so ready for it, but he just kind of got stuck in his run turn.
So much respect off of that drill, even though he SDI'd out too. Yeah. But Shokio definitely familiar with the play, not having the best conversions off the platforms himself, but
he'll get some tech chases here and there.
Most definitely.
What I really dug in that last interaction was he had a late falling up air to pressure the back of the shield, and then was able to get a grab confirm off of it, which I don't see him do too often. Maybe we'll get some spice there, but alright.
And great with the wave dash forward drill, using the momentum just to catch any form of SDI away rather than in.
Yeah. It was good by Shok, just overshooting that down tilt, being able to make sure that he was able to just get in there. And catching him coming up in between platforms with side people.
Using back air, it seemed, just for more combable, especially because he is at that lower percent. But at this point, not really that big of a matter.
Yeah. I like these single shot approaching lasers, but he's got to be real cognizant of where he's throwing them out, too. Because he just got caught out in this situation right now because of it.
Shokio having a pretty good game plan that we've seen so far, catching out Arsenal's quite a bit with all these late aerials. So prior to his landing, he's going to shark him with a very horizontal jump into like late up air.
Yeah.
Just so that he can't shield prior.
We also see him doing a really solid job of recognizing when Arsenal is lasering, able to get that space, work in, start his combos, maybe get some conversions. Yeah, like there's these moments where he's just like, as soon as you see Fox drift back and start the gun stance, you can just immediately run in. Because he's in the air for a little bit. If he's doing single laser, it's not as much. There's a little less end lag than double, but still tricky. Oh my goodness.
Right there with the late aerials, very good at catching the jumps, just recognition, and he changed it up, getting the stock prior by going for something like down tilt, just because it's a big change of pace. If there's no on-hit on shield, it makes Arsenals want to react and jump, and then down tilt immediately catching up the startup frame slip jump.
Oh my goodness. Shokio's STI, and that was pretty solid. Able to get out.
Yeah, just playing on the platforms, having to play a lot more patient, especially at 35%. Shokio getting considerably early stocks, which calls for this passive play from Arsenals.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, Shokio oftentimes plays more of a runaway game than a lot of people expect. He uses, and that was, wow, made it out. Probably the grace of God. But he opted for normal getup as opposed to teching. And so this might actually spell the end of them. That was a great cross-up on that grab, making sure.
Yeah, Shokio's still getting hit by the full hop landing, not waiting out the double jump. Arsenal's very consistent trying to go for the reverse hit of the back air onto the shield, where he's landed behind him, just so Shokio doesn't go for a big punish like back air, which is incredibly committal.
Snags him down on platform.
Yeah, just wasting it. That could have been an up smash.
Wow, this is actually super tense. They are both just getting these slight flubs.
Yeah, and Arsenal's really needs to come back with this.
Nice. Yep. Wow.
And once again, he was waiting for a preemptive jump, just trying to catch it out with the rising fair to contest, but the full hop back air just being at the right pace.
Yeah. What was the double jump bait that mattered the most?
Yeah.
Because he was able to just come in over everything and then beat the fair in between states. So worked out. Let's see, bands come out. So Smashville because of DSR, and then we've got Green Hill, naturally, an FD, a chain grab. Want those out.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, the Phoenix. I can see it. Get that nice middle stage for all those juicy up throws. Wait, what's going on here? There's a laser on your way, Shokio. Can you dodge it?
Shokio thought it was 3 out of 5.
Okay, yeah.
He paused just to make sure that he was going for the right pick rather than counter picking for something else. But with the 3 bans and DSR included, shows that one of the two acknowledged. Ooh.
That was a really late shine. That was a very grabbable shine.
But it's very respectable, especially with how far we've seen in this set, and something so tight-knit as Game 2 was. Seeing that shine just makes you want to get away. But realizing it, I feel like Shokio is going to be looking for those very small opportunities a little bit more. Jump smash.
That should be it. Yeah. Had all the time in the world. Another benefit here is that ZSS just gets to live for a hot minute longer. She gets a wall to ride on. Oh, wow. Not if you do that.
Then you're combating two aspects of these characters, which is survivability versus passive play. And, I mean, ZSS definitely has a lot of passive play, but that's not what we see a lot from Shokio, just being the main aggressor in the exchange. So,
I don't know. I feel like if you look at him, all of his movement is very much based around platform and baiting you in. I
mean, we do see a lot of defensively, landing aerials, but it's not as passive as we saw, between you and
Intern.
Lunchables.
No.
Or you and Intern, going to that last minute, yeah.
Oh my god.
So, it's well-based aerials to gain space, but it's not constant movement. There's always a button being pressed to the point where it's not... It shows that he's trying to be the main aggressor, especially trying to bait out positioning and have Arsenals respond to the fact.
Yeah, most of it's movement checks. When he uses forward air, it's mostly just see if you're going to be able to jump in or try to catch a preemptive aerial. Stuff like that is just to cover the distance.
And because Shokio is being the aggressor on the movement, it brings into question what was said earlier is that Arsenals needs to wait out that form of time because Shokio obviously going for the movement bait. Arsenals needs to ignore that somewhat readily or just gain position off of the form of like dash and backdash at the right times.
That's the thing right there, that platform movement I keep talking about. Actually managing to get over it and setting himself up for that, but not quite there for the platform tech chase.
Especially with the wave dash back onto the up smash.
Oh, jeez.
Connecting the itty bit of the up smash, not allowing for him to respond as fast.
Yeah, a lot of DI in there on that combo too.
But catching out with 65%, Shokio's looking slightly more comfortable, especially with this being his stage pick. Commentator's curse is a bitch.
It's a bitch.
0% though.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Yeah, that
I
power
wonder.
shield.
It feels like Justin has to be ASCIing down, either recognizing immediately as he's been hit, or he's just holding the C-stick and buffering it while he's running. Because he just constantly never seems to be caught up in any of these moves while he's dash dancing. And I think that if you're ASCIing down constantly, you're actually just a fucking monster. That shit's...
It's like, it's incredible reactions at that point if you're choosing to...
oh my goodness, the Mojo Dash. Oh my goodness. Making it, just barely, but even then... Oh my god.
The raw back air was actually a little too late.
Ah, he double jumped out a tournament winner, and Shokio was able to snipe the landing. I get to go fight him now, I believe. So I will do that. But we will have someone come in and jump on Lunchman, I believe.
Hello, Zach. Nothing much. Da, 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 da. Are we talking about these Audio Technica ones? Okay. Hello, hello, hello.
Bazinga.
Bazinga.
Sonic is the fastest thing